I suffered a radial nerve injury and actually a compression injury to all 3 nerves in my arm almost 1 year ago exactly, when I was in my car accident. The nurse that rescued me, the EMT paramedic, placed a tourniquet on my arm about this high that kind of constricted the flow for about 3 hours to my arm, stopping this injury from bleeding out. After that injury, I was able to slowly regain control and motion of my entire arm and different mobility changes throughout the rest of the year, and now I'm still left with a radial nerve palsy and limited ability to move my hands and wrist. As you know, the normal motion that you have in a hand is you're able to extend your fingers and your wrist upwards and downwards in either direction. This is the extent of my ability to raise my wrists. This is me trying as hard as I can. I can get flickers of motion and sensation in the backside of my hand, but no real movement where it needs to be. Even with a gravity assist, it's still kind of challenging to move my wrist in any meaningful way. I'm still seeing progress day to day with therapy, but I think the progress has slowed down tremendously from when I first started therapy. On the other end, I do have a lot of grip strength. I'm able to grip and move each finger individually and with fine dexterity and motor control. For example, picking up this kind of camera, this is probably 2 or 3 pounds with this lens on. It's pretty easy with this, and I can still grip this in an okay position. Of course, you know, like without being able to control most directions of the wrist, I kind of have to be kind of creative with how I pick things up. But either way, in this video, I'll kind of go over, you know, the things that I can and cannot do without the glove and kind of how they help me, and the glove itself. Here's kind of a closer look at the glove itself. So obviously these originally started as full finger gloves, but I had a friend help and cut these fingers back and basically roll them backwards and sew them together at the middle rubber band knuckle. And so that removed the first rubber band that would go all the way to the tips, but I still have enough motion where I can control my hand properly. This gives me much more dexterity, as mentioned before, to kind of grab certain things with more precision and also feel certain things because I have feeling in my fingertips. For a lot of the work I do, I end up using the computer quite a bit and typing. One thing it's been challenging is I do have motion left to right with these fingers somewhat, but when I go to type pretty quickly, the way I've adapted is pretty much one finger typing with my left hand and then regular typing with the right. However, the challenge without using the glove is I don't have enough wrist control left or right, and sometimes I overshoot keys if I'm going too quickly. However, when we're using the glove, it gives me a lot more of that lateral stability, so I can type more accurately and get more work done. And it gives me more confidence in where I'm stroking the keys quickly. Here, if you can kind of imagine just eating dinner normally at a restaurant or whatever, it's kind of challenging getting my hands in like a natural position to kind of grab items and rotate them properly. So, you know, you can imagine cutting something and eating it, or scooping something up. You kind of have to go at the side like this to kind of get it in the right position. Also, taking drinks is kind of complex because I have to come at it at the side or go above a drink and kind of rotate it into position. And this becomes a lot easier because I'm able to keep my wrist in a steady position and go right in. I still have to kind of go at the side to do certain things because it's easier than flipping the fork around. But at least grabbing a drink is much more straightforward. Another area where the glove really helps is when I ride my motorcycle. A lot of the left-hand controls are extremely challenging without the glove. I can get my hand on the handlebar pretty easily. I do have to drape it over slightly, but you know, reaching for the clutch can be kind of hard because the fingers won't extend in the way they should. And I can barely reach it, and I have to kind of get creative to wrap around and grab the clutch. And then if I lose hand grip of the clutch, it's hard to kind of get back to it. Also, without the thumb being able to raise, I can't get to the horn buttons or turn signals properly or the lights. So you can kind of imagine how challenging that might be to be in control all the time. However, with the glove, that gets a lot easier. I can go right to the position I need to be, and my fingers are always ready to extend and grab the clutch as needed. Even if I put them down back on the handlebar, it's easy to extend them right away and grab the clutch. Plus, I can also have more control over my thumb to pivot over and press the buttons much more easily. Another quality of life improvement is driving a car. This might be a little exaggerated because I have a aftermarket steering wheel which sticks further away than normal, but reaching the turn signals is really improved with wearing this glove. And that's as opposed to not wearing the glove, which I'll show you in a sec. When I'm not wearing the glove, I can't really extend my fingers far beyond this position, because I can't open my fingers to the right position. So if I were to use this turn signal without that, I would have to hold the steering with the right hand and kind of drape over to grab the turn signal and bring it back. And also just driving in general with the glove will help tremendously, because as you go to do these turns, your wrist kind of needs to rotate and extend in certain positions to be able to handle the steering wheel, which is challenging without the glove. Overall, this glove has been absolutely fantastic to me. Ever since I got it, even with the fingertips on and everything, it's really been able to let me do all the things I used to do and then get back to doing, and it's been absolutely amazing.